Why do 90% of people abandon their New Year's resolutions by February? It's not because they lack dreams. It's not because they aren't motivated enough. It is because they are trying to build a skyscraper on a swamp. We love the idea of change, the fresh calendar, the new gym membership, the pristine notebook, but we hate the reality of the demolition required to build something new. If you are tired of the cycle, that rush of excitement in January followed by the crushing return to mediocrity in March, then stop looking for motivation. Motivation is a fair-weather friend. What you need is a philosophy. Welcome to INVICTUS X. Today, we aren't just making a list of goals, we're dissecting the Stoic blueprint for rebuilding your life from zero. This isn't about hype, it's about the quiet, often painful work of laying a foundation that actually holds up when the storms come. Lesson 1. The brutal art of radical honesty. The first step is the hardest because it requires you to kill your ego. You cannot map a route to a new destination if you lie about where you're starting. Imagine a man named Thomas. Thomas tells everyone he's going to be a millionaire in 2026. He posts about hustle culture daily. But in private, Thomas ignores his bank statements because they give him anxiety. He sleeps until 10 a.m. He spends 3 hours a day scrolling TikTok. Thomas is not starting from zero. He's starting from delusion. Stoicism demands we look at the ugly truth. You must sit down today and audit your life without mercy. How much money do you actually owe? How many hours a day do you waste? What is the specific emotion that triggers your bad habits? The anti-vision strategy. Don't just visualize success, visualize failure. The Stoics practiced premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Picture your life in 5 years if you change nothing. See the debt piling up. Feel the physical heaviness of a body you neglected. See the loneliness caused by your inability to communicate. Let that fear burn. Fear is a far more potent fuel than hope when you are stuck in the mud. Use it to draw a line in the sand. I will not tolerate this future. Lesson 2. The tripod of stability. You cannot launch a rocket from a canoe. You need a launch pad. In our modern lives, this launch pad consists of 3 legs: body, health, and money. If one leg breaks, the whole structure falls. I've seen brilliant people with incredible business ideas fail simply because they couldn't stay awake past 2 p.m. Their foundation was made of sugar and sleep deprivation. The body. This isn't about vanity, it's about energy management. If you are physically weak, your will is weak. A workout is the first victory of the day, a message to your brain that you are in charge, not your comfort. Health. Food is fuel, not entertainment. Sleep is recovery, not a waste of time. When you treat your body like a trash can, your mind produces trash thoughts. Money. Financial chaos is a massive cognitive load. You cannot meditate on the nature of the universe if you are terrified of the landlord. Bringing order to your finances, even if it just means tracking every penny, buys you the mental freedom to think about the future. Lesson 3. The dopamine detox. The Stoics warned us that he who does not govern his mind is governed by it. If Epictetus were alive today, he would look at our addiction to notifications and weep. We live in an economy of distraction. Your attention is the product, and every app on your phone is an engineer designed to steal it. You might think you have discipline problems, but you actually have input problems. You are mentally obese, stuffed with the junk food of other people's opinions, news that doesn't concern you, and endless entertainment. The example of the empty room. Try sitting in an empty room for 15 minutes without your phone, just you and a wall. If you feel anxiety, that is the sound of your addiction leaving the body. That silence is where your life is actually lived. You must reclaim your mind. Create sacred spaces in your day where the world is not allowed to enter. No phone in the bedroom, no email before 9 a.m. When you lower the noise, the signal of your own intuition finally becomes audible. Lesson 4. The iceberg theory. Work in the dark.
There is a modern disease called premature announcement. It happens when you decide you're running a marathon, so you post a picture of your running shoes on Instagram. You get 50 likes. Your brain releases dopamine. You feel like you've accomplished something, but you haven't run a single mile. The Stoics understood that talk drains the energy needed for action. Real change is an iceberg. 90% of it happens underwater, where no one can see it. The most dangerous thing you can do for your goals is to talk about them to people who don't care. Keep your journey secret. Let there be a mystery about what you are doing. When you deny yourself the cheap validation of public praise, you force yourself to get validation from the act of doing the work. Build in the dark, so that when you finally step into the light, your results are undeniable.
Lesson 5. Drop the rocks. Imagine you were trying to hike up a steep mountain. Now imagine you are doing it while carrying a backpack full of bricks. These bricks are your old habits, your toxic friends, and your past identity. You cannot reach the summit carrying the weight of the valley. We often hold on to things not because they are good for us, but because they are familiar. You keep hanging out with that friend who only wants to drink and complain because you've known them for 10 years. You keep the habit of staying up late because that's just who I am. The sunk cost fallacy. Stoicism teaches us that the past is dead. It does not belong to you. If a habit or a person does not fit the 2026 version of you, let it go. It is not cruelty, it is necessity. You have limited space in your life. Every time you say yes to a dead-weight relationship, you are saying no to your potential. Lesson 6. The Fortress of Boundaries. If you leave the door to your house wide open, you cannot be surprised when mud gets on the carpet. Your energy is your home. If you have no boundaries, you are letting the world walk in with muddy boots and trample your peace. A boundary is simply a rule you set for how people can access you. It is saying, I do not answer work calls after 7 p.m. It is saying, I will not participate in gossip. People will push back. They will call you selfish. Let them. As James Clear notes, the ultimate productivity hack is saying no. When you say no to a request that drains you, you are protecting your ability to say yes to your purpose. But the most important boundary is the one you keep with yourself. When you say, I will work out tomorrow, and you don't, you are teaching your brain that your word means nothing. Rebuild your self-respect by keeping small promises. Lesson 7. Systems over motivation. Finally, we arrive at the mechanics of execution. This is where most people fail. They rely on feeling like it, but feelings are biological weather, constant, changing, and unreliable. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. A goal is, I want to write a book. A system is, I write 500 words every morning at 7 a.m. while drinking coffee, leaving my phone in the other room. The system makes the decision for you. It removes the friction of choice. The Stoic doesn't ask, do I feel motivated to do my duty? The Stoic asks, what is the duty, and then does it. Structure is the skeleton that holds your life upright when your motivation has melted away. 2026 is waiting, but it promises you nothing. It will be exactly what you build it to be. You have the blueprint. You know you need to face the truth, strengthen your foundations, silence the noise, work in the dark, let go of the past, protect your energy, and trust your systems. But knowledge without action is just vanity. The only thing that matters is what you do the moment this video ends. Do not close this tab and go back to sleep. Wake up. This is INVICTUS X. We don't just watch, we act. I want you to do one small thing right now to prove you are serious. Go to the comments section and write, I start from zero with discipline and clarity.
Don't do it for the algorithm, do it as a contract with yourself. Let this be the first brick in the fortress you are building. Share one habit you are committing to drop this year. Let's hold each other accountable. The past is gone. The future is uncertain. You have the present. Build.